What do you think this one is then? Alpha? Gorana? Could even be a Jotun. Always a surprise, eh, Garan?
Eyes on the job, boy. Don't matter what it is. Dead's dead. And be thankful for that. All we've seen. Go on and pull back the sheet, though. It'll need to be in our report, one way or the other.
Hey folks, welcome to Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. I originally planned to do this as a BitChute exclusive, and this is probably going to be a one-off, since I just need something to fill a gap in my upload schedule. Now, I will be doing the remake of the game, the Re-Reckoning, as a BitChute exclusive. You have 4 races to choose from, 2 human, 2 elf. You can do male or female, whichever one you want. Then we have your patron god, or goddess. Because of the way I like to play, I go with order. Let's see, that'll do. You get to customize your appearance. I'm gonna go with that. That'll do. You can customize eye color, eyeshadow, how dark it is, your stubble. Then you have hair. I'm just gonna stick with what they provided, but I am going to make a couple of changes. Facial hair, let's go with this one. So you know what? Let's see, where is it? That'll work. No. That'll be fine. Let's go with the darker red. Eyebrow color. It's my obsessive-compulsive nature, but I like everything to match. Accessories, you've got standard jewelry, nose rings, earrings, eyebrow rings, you know, the basic crap that you find in most games. I'm just going to go with standard there. Now, you've also got tattoos you can put on your character. This is the one I'm going to go with. Let's see. That'll do. That'll stand out very nicely against the skin color. And then we're back to face. So we're going to confirm this.
Low so far. A long way from Ice Brine, too. Still, he's in better shape than most we see. Alright then. Make sure it goes into the report. You know he'll want all the details.
Amazing how well the body held up. Better than I've seen.
I'm just glad it's not moving. Must have been born under a lucky star, this one.
Anything else we need?
Unless you'd like to name him, I think we're done. Put him with the others.
Due to the channel name, I'm pretty sure you all can guess what I'm going to be naming the character. And now we go down the slide.
Well, that's it for you then. Better luck next time.
Don't be writing us off so quickly. I mean, we might be dead, but are we dead? And that's a wonderful way to wake up. In a pile of rotting corpses. An absolutely phenomenal way to wake up. And I am being completely sarcastic here, that is a shitty way to wake up. And they're nice and juicy too. Now, my personal opinion, this is one of the most underrated RPGs out there. And this is actually an RPG. It doesn't give you stats to play with, but you do still get to customize your character in some very creative ways. You got the camera controls, like usual. You can run. You can run faster. Alright, now we have notes. If you want to read this, feel free to pause, but I have other things to be doing at the moment, so apologies. Money. Like in most RPGs, you have money in the form of gold, you have a roll, and then just to make sure nothing comes back from the dead, like we did. And now we come to the swords. Here we have your standard RPG menu. You have your inventory, your quest, your abilities, then your destinies. We'll get to those later. Moves are basically your combos. Statuses represent different effects that have been earned. Twists of Fate will come into play later. Lore Stones also come into play later. In your quest screen, you have your main quest, your faction quests, which we'll get to maybe later. I might continue this, I might not, but the Re-Reckoning will be a BitChute exclusive. Side quests are side quests. They're monotonous. They're in every RPG out there. And tasks are special things you find in the world. Now, inventory, you've got weapons, armor, and accessories. You've also got consumables, items, and junk. Junk is just basically stuff you can mass sell, or destroy if you need room in your inventory. You got two weapons, your primary and your secondary. We don't have a secondary right now. Armor, it's basically what it sounds like, is armor.
They're all over. Run!
They are going to be the douchebags we deal with throughout
Scatter, children
a
of
good bit of the game.
Scatter before the
Excuse me for 1 second. Forgot how freaking loud this game was. Let's turn down. No, let's turn the music up a little bit. Turn down the dialogue. Up. And then turn down the effects. Now, like in most RPGs these days, smash everything. These are basic enemies. They're there to teach you to swing your sword. And that you can be hurt.
Stay away!
The Tuatha Deun are going to be your primary enemies throughout most of the game. Most of what you will deal with involves them in some way, shape, or form. Now, on our
Help! Anybody!
health bar and mana bar in the top left-hand corner of the screen, you will see
You! Up there! Please help me!
a third.
Please!
You will see a third bar. That will come into play later. Okay. Like I said, this game is kind of old.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. If you hadn't come along, wait. I've seen you before. On the slab. You were dead.
I got
It
better.
worked. By the tome, it worked. You're alive.
Now, I'm not going to go through all the options you can choose in these conversations.
You died. I don't know how or even where. But your body was remade in the Well of Souls, and somehow it worked. The well restored your soul to your body, and it worked. We must get you to Professor Hughes right away. He'll have questions for you.
Let's see.
Oh my, you don't know? Perhaps the process damaged your memory. They are the Tuatha Deon, the enemies of all the young races. We've never seen them this far inland, not even during the invasion. I don't know why they are here. Hughes may have the answer to that.
Really?
As well.
You can't figure that one out, considering what you were doing.
Professor Formerus Hughes, the Well of Souls is his life's work. The Tuatha are coming into the lower levels. If we hurry, we should be able to beat them to the top. Take these. They'll help keep you safe long enough to get to Hughes. Now, let's get going!
I'm not going to go through all this, so we're just going to say goodbye. Yes, yes, yes. I don't care about that. We need armor. Let's put that on. Consumables. Let's map this to our radial. Gonna map it to the top one. And not until I'm done looting.
Right this way. You go first.
Yeah, you can wait. There's looting to be done. Worn leggings. Always, anytime you collect new stuff, you need to go through and check and see if anything is better than what you already have, or if it offers good stats. Now, we'll be getting to some of the other stuff shortly.
This is what they're after. Our greatest invention. The Well of Souls. Imagine an end to war. An end to death.
And you claim to not know why they're here. You are either really stupid or really naive. Alright. Now, you are a silent protagonist. This was the first game by a studio established by Kurt Schilling.
In one of the storerooms. See if you can find anything else.
Yes, yes, yes. Again, smash everything. Let's see, take this, switch this out. What we're wearing right now is rogue armor. It's middle of the range armor. It offers moderate protection in exchange for a lot of flexibility. What I'm switching to now is going to be primarily heavy armor. Let's see, crew kite shield. Your shields, oddly enough in this game, actually fall under armor, not a weapon.
Wait! Do you hear something?
Not over the sound of me smashing everything. What do you want?
Grab a shield. There must be one nearby.
Already done.
Move! More Tuatha!
Prepare to perish, Dusty.
You use your shield to protect against attacks. If you time it right, you can knock them back. And actually counterattack, causing damage.
You're going to need more than just that sword. That one had a bow. Get it?
Yes, Master. Whatever you say, Master. This is going to be a secondary weapon. Bows will always be secondary weapons. They cannot be primary weapons.
before they see us.
I think it's too late for that.
Go, go!
Again, smash everything. You never know what it might drop. Might just drop gold, it might drop something more valuable. And your arrows will replenish over time, so you don't have to buy them, so you can buy bigger quivers. And as long as you have room in your inventory, pick up everything. Some leg plates, more heavy armor. I'm going to be switching out armor 3 times for now.
Daggers are deadly if you catch an enemy unaware. Speed more than makes up for their size.
For some reason, they give you the daggers whenever they also give you the rusty gauntlets. Not exactly a thief's weapon. Now, sadly, you can't just activate the sneaky mode.
More up ahead. If you can sneak up on them with your daggers, you should be able to finish them quickly and quietly.
RB puts you in stealth mode, would let you sneak up on the enemy. The eye over your enemy indicates if you're seen or not. As long as it's not filling, you can do this. But you can only do this with 2 types of weapons. You can only do it with daggers or what's known as Fey Blades. And we'll get into those later.
Mistake of the gods, easily corrected. Look at the mortal burn scab.
So once they are aware of you, you're gonna have to go a bit more brutal. Also pick up lockpicks. They will come in very much handy later, because you're gonna go through a lot of them.
Cave blossoms only respond in the presence of magic. Perhaps there is more to you than it seems.
And now we have magic.
What are you?
I'm special. Okay. Great. Spiders. I hate... Oh wait, I want to take that with me because I can sell it. Take. Now we come to the mage armor. All the different forms of armor have different benefits. For example, the battered armor, the rogue's armor, gives you critical damage benefits. The knight's armor gives you melee block efficiency. And the mage armor increases mana regeneration. Now, while this might appear to shoehorn you into a particular playstyle, not really. I do need to make one minor adjustment. I do not want to be anywhere near these horrible things. Hand wraps, blah blah blah. Oh wait, need this one. Worn hand wraps. And now we have the giant spiders, which were supposedly exterminated. That's our lightning. It's very useful for stunning things. Here we go. New primary weapon. Crude birch staff. It's a fire
It
staff.
completely covered the tunnel. Maybe you can use that staff to burn a path through. Not more spiders. Burn them!
With pleasure. There we go. Spiders dealt with. And again, take everything. We'll choose. Mana regeneration increased. Now, this is one reason why you always want to keep a fire weapon with you. Because it can burn through cobwebs. Horrible.
Hurry, get out of here!
Quiet. I'm looting. What's that? Left button accesses your inventory to allow you access to your various potions and other stuff. Since I like the abilities of the mage, at least for the moment.
Die, Twather bastard! Wait, you're not one of them. Ansel, yet alive! And who's this? That's what I intend
You're
to
what the
find
well
out.
spat out.
He came out of the
I
well.
guess it could have. What? Then he'd better get inside to see the old man. Quick, before those twather make another push.
This is where we part ways. Take whatever you want from this armory. We might have a few things that would fit you. Just make sure you get your shoes. We can hold off the Tuatha here.
Where is he?
Directly ahead, in his study. Just keep going past the top of the well. He needs to see you. Right now, you're the most valuable thing in his world. I'll see you on the outside, if fate wills it.
Mate. And now we're just going to
Later.
collect all of this.
Nothing protects quite like layers of him. Leather armor is thin, but will give you the speed to reach an enemy's throat. Simple cloth frees your body and mind. That's why mages prefer it.
And I can also disassemble all of it and use it for other stuff. Yes. Creepy as hell. Looks like a portal to the underworld. Let's see. Currency, 97% of the time. Blah, blah, blah. Yay. More crap to sell. Anybody who wants me to read that stuff, I'm sorry, but this is probably the 5th or 6th playthrough for me for this for this particular game. And I'm not going to be going through all the dialogue branches. Just not worth it.
You've made it, and look at you. Even with all you've been through. The Tuatha, your return from the dead. Please forgive me. You must be terribly confused by all of
Not
this.
so much.
I am Fomerus Hughes, and this is my laboratory at Alistar. Everything you see here is dedicated to one thing, the Well of Souls, the pursuit of immortality. And you're my first success. If we only had the time, there's so much we might learn from one another. Too much to explain right now. The Tuatha have come to stop my work, but I don't believe they know about you. Not yet. What's important is getting you out of here safely. You're the only proof of what we've achieved here. I may not be able to save the well, but I can ensure that its only success is safe.
Where are
We're in the
we?
Feylands, miles away from the front lines. I thought we were safe enough from the war, but it seems some of the Tuatha found their way here anyway. Absolutely not. I've got my notes, but it's most important that you stay safe. It's just that you're... Fascinating. Simply astounding. I'm not certain what's caused it, but somehow... yes, as I was saying, I'm not sure what... Perhaps I should go see.
Sir! Mr. Hughes! The dwarf have breached the lab! They're inside the...
No! We've got to get you out of here now! Quickly! Follow the path to the town of Gorhart. Find Agath. He's a friend, and he may be able to help. No matter what else, stay alive!
Don't worry, this won't be the last time we see him. Dying. Ow. Yes, you can be hurt by falling debris. Yes, we've already figured that one out. Going up the stairs. Hello.
The sling must be slain.
Now, will you give me any good loot? No, you will not, but I'm sure the chest will. I don't like it when they don't give me loot. Seems like a waste of my time killing them. Yeah. Alright. Let's see. I have 3 daggers. Blah blah blah. Don't need that. Armor. Already gone through all of this. Still don't have an accessory. I'm gonna map that to there. Don't really care about that. I don't use poisons because I don't tend to do close range combat. And our tutorial mini boss. Now, unfortunately, you can't get locked into an animation. Now, while trolls are resistant to magic, they do take quite a bit of damage from fire. They do take a pretty good amount of damage from fire. That's my preferred method of dealing with it. Nope. Ow. Now your spells are on a cooldown. Now, this is where things get a little bit more interesting. What that was a fate breaker. A very interesting ability that we'll get into in a moment. Shards, I'm not going to get into at the moment because it's going to be a pain in the butt. But for now, we're going to exit the tower. Level up. Now, we don't get to upgrade our stats in particular. We have these. Now, for the moment, I want to go with Persuasion because it's going to be necessary. Now, here are our abilities. We have Might, Finesse, and Sorcery. Basically, Warrior, Rogue, and Mage. Now, I like to keep things somewhat balanced. Let's see. I'm going to pick... Sorry, folks. I'm going to pick this one, even though it's not going to be useful just yet. And then I'm going to upgrade that. Now we can harvest stuff from the world.
Told them we needed more guards. I saw you fighting there. We could have used more of you. Did they really have a troll?
Giant rock
I
thing?
don't know how the
Yeah.
Twather found us, but if they had a troll, it couldn't have been an accident. Fate was kind to collapse that doorway behind you, or they would have chased us into the glade.
Alright, I'm not going to go through all of this because I don't
Look
really
at
care. Now, there are a number of things in the world that you can do. Let's see, you can search overturned wagons, collect novice string, that's going to come into play later. You have various shrines throughout the world. They confer different abilities, plus... I'll get to that in a second. Plus, they remove curses. I'm here, big boy.
Bloodthirsty berry eater. You. I remember you. You're the one? How did you come back? How did you find me here?
Did you know about the attack?
I had no idea anything like that would happen. The Well of Souls is bigger than one gnome's pet project. My employer pays for information about its progress. I just send the reports to make some money on the side. I never wanted anyone to get hurt.
Who did you
I promise
report
you,
to?
if I knew who it was, I'd tell you. Sharing research is one thing, but academic sabotage is a crime.
Oh, just get out of here. I could demand that he pay me, but
Thank you, thank you.
it's
Here,
only
take
about
this. It's the
5
pay
gold.
for my last report.
I don't want anything to do with it. I'm going back home to Odessa.
And you get more money by not threatening him. Now, that we can go over here and loot some stuff from here, over here, and over here. Unfortunately, the critters that are right here right now are substantially more powerful. And... Ulti. The mage is also great for crowd control early on. Play dead. Now, nice thing in here is that when you discover something, for example, the stone mines, I'm just going in here to show off some stuff. You can easily fast travel back to the location. Now you see that? Ow! And we're gonna pick the lock. Yes, yes. If you screw up, you lose a lockpick. It's a very simple lockpicking system. Sturdy hood, smoldering. All very useful. Again, always, always, always keep a fire weapon in your arsenal. in case you come across anything blocking your path like webs. Now, the reason behind the part back there was it's a jump down. It allows you to quickly and easily get back to the start of a dungeon, or side area in this case. Yeah, almost. Now with these little fuckers, you wanna keep them in front of you, wherever possible, and just let the fire do its work. Eventually you'll start coming across enemies that are resistant or susceptible. Yes, we have to talk about this too. To certain kinds of damage. Talismans. They are useful against magic. I don't use them very often because I just prefer to dodge magic rather than try to block it. Which is rather bad. Kobolds are really nothing all that bad. They're just a basic enemy. Let's see, we want to go down here because there's usually something at the end of these places. Yep, like that. And this one, unfortunately, is hard. Still gonna give it a try. Nope. Let's try swinging it this way. There we go. Numbing hammer, static longbow. I don't prefer hammers because I think they're slow. And the static longbow has shock damage. And for those of you wondering why that is important, that comes into play later whenever you start crafting your own weapons and armor. That way you can customize your gear to whatever you need it to be. Time for fire. Nope. Time for the crowd control measures I prefer. And that puts them down once and for all. First buckler. And that's it. That's all we get from them. Armor, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. 6. So it does slightly better. Actually, it's about the same. So we're going to go with that. Since this is turned over. Shards. Shards are going to be something much, much later. They involve the Sagecraft ability. An ability that I will eventually touch on, but not for a while. Okay, I'm actually gonna have to change my primary weapon to something a little bit more damaging, like a flaming sword. I prefer the mage class, but their attacks are just too slow. But this way, I get to continue to use weapons that I'm going to end up using later in the game. And what I mean by that is that it's going to be a particular class. Okay, we're going to take all of this. I suppose now is as good a time as any to talk about Sagecraft. Basically, it lets you create gems of your own. It's a little bit more involved than that. You can customize the gem and their abilities, but that's the long and short of it. And jump down point. And this puts us right back here. Right back at the start. Most dungeons in this game are circular. They will always lead you back to the start. Usually. Though not always. And considering what we're about to run into, I'm going to refill my health. A Fate Weaver. And he'll explain what that is.
You've come from the tower, haven't you? Name's Agarth. Maybe you can help an old Fate Weaver, eh? Fate Weavers look at the great tapestry of fate. The threads will tell us how a life will unfold. But knowing the future and being able to change it are two very different things.
Spoiler alert.
Did he? Poor old Fomerus Hughes. He respected the way the world works. What a shame. He's probably dead by now.
No, I wouldn't write him off.
The cards told me that the Well of Souls would work, but Hughes' success would come on the day of his death. He took it pretty well, honestly, although we did a lot of drinking after that. You really don't know much, do you? A Fate Weaver taps into the threads of fate and channels that energy through a focus. My order prefers cards. The cards are unique to each Fate Weaver, since we all see the weave differently.
That's okay, I was dead too.
You're the one. Then that means it all makes sense now. The cards this morning. I drew the Gravedigger, the Running Man, and the Beast. Prepare yourself. They're coming.
And the Tuatha. This is a fight we cannot run away from.
Die, Gosling!
Remember that third bar? It's filling up now. As we defeat enemies...
Well fought.
Your telling ends here.
Alright. Whenever it's full, we can enter what they call Reckoning mode. Pulling both left and right triggers. And then we get to do this. Once you get all of them, and then you can get a modifier for XP. Anyone else you defeated using Reckoning mode is automatically defeated.
What? How? What are you? The threads of fate. I've seen them before, but I've never seen anyone manipulate them like that. You just changed how the world was supposed to work. How did you do that?
Don't know.
You just... Fate is the will of the gods. No mortal should be able to change it. How is that even possible? Come here. I'm going to do a reading. You might be able to change the threads, but fate will still have a plan for you.
Are you
I
so
promise
sure?
not to tell you if I see your death.
Do you always
It's
see
a
that?
gift. Some people paint landscapes. Other people write poetry. I peer into the weave of fate's tapestry and see people's deaths.
Fun.
That would be my guess. He was an academic, but he had a proper respect for fate's plan, unlike most gnomes.
Fine. Show
You're
me my
nervous.
fate then.
Relax. This is what fate weavers do. I'll be seeing your place in the pattern of destiny. Who you are, what you've done, where your path takes you. Or, at least, I should be. You're real, right? I swear I haven't had that much...
You can't see my fate, can you?
Fate's weave is always hard to see. It's in motion, hard to make out, but undeniably there. Yours is just... missing. This doesn't make sense. All mortal creatures have a place in the pattern. You should have one too, dead or not. If this is true, and I'm not saying I believe it, then your path is yours to determine.
This is what the destinies are. We start off as the Fateless One. You're a blank slate. We can choose several different, well, destinies. We can be the rogue, the brawler, or the acolyte. Basically the mage, the fighter, or the rogue. Now these all continue down different paths. Each one ultimately converging into a final form that emphasizes one particular style or another. Then you have the cross-trained, those that specialize in two fields. The might finesse, might sorcery, sorcery finesse, you know, that kind of stuff. Then you come to my preferred path, the one that works in all three, culminating in the Universalist. An expert in all combat. It makes you an overpowered god of war. And in this game, I like that.
I can see the threads around you, but they're shifting, changing so rapidly, I can't make sense of them. Normally the threads would guide my hand to the cards, and I'd use those cards to see your pattern in the weave. But it just didn't happen. They wouldn't focus. So either there's something wrong with me, and there isn't, or there's something very wrong with you.
And what does
It could mean nothing. Or it could mean everything. The world is changing. You might be a sign of that. Or maybe the cause. I've never had a reason to doubt my own readings. But we should consult with Arden. He's not a friend, but he's got a good eye for the tapestry. I'll meet you at his home to the east. I'm going to see if I can be of any help to the wounded at the tower.
Okay, and we're gonna
What
say
could
goodbye to
this all
him.
mean?
And we're going to go this way for now. Okay. Here's what I wanted to see. Ignore that. That's a DLC quest. This is a lore stone. Same with that. The Teeth of Naros is another DLC quest. We'll get to that later. That'll all come in handy later. Special delivery. I shouldn't have special delivery. I uninstalled that. Alright.
Of all the songs in halls of lore, there echoes none more grand than Olane's many feats of might, the pure and lady of the light. She is a knight of golden knot. She is the cure seeker, the conscience of the summer fae. She is the heart of spring, of day.
These are lore stones. They each tell a piece of a story. Move list, same thing we've already covered. Destiny's already done that. Abilities, already did that. Statuses. Each lore stone offers a different reward whenever you collect the whole part, whenever you collect every piece of the lore. It can be something as simple as poison resistance, or you deal extra damage with certain weapons, or you deal fire damage. The harder the lore is to find, the better the reward will be. Now, Twists of Fate, well, those can be collected only whenever you perform certain actions. And we'll see one of those. It'll actually be a while. Skills, we've already covered that. Alright, I'm going to stop here. If you like what you're seeing, please drop a like, comment, subscribe. I thank you for watching, and please let me know if you want to see more of this. Because even after having played this game a lot, I still enjoy it. It is on Steam. In fact, I think that's about the only place you can still really find it anymore. We do have the remastered coming out sometime this year from THQ Nordic. I know some people don't like that company too much, but hey. They've been doing a lot of remasters. They've been giving us a lot of games that people actually do enjoy. So, I'm not going to pre-order it, but I'm definitely going to be putting it on a wish list whenever it pops up on Steam. That being said, I will see you all in the next one. This is Ma70. Later.